Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are Group 4 and we will be presenting about the Local Government Act 1976 or Act 171. Starting with the history.
Initially, in 1801, a council known as the Council of Assessors was founded in Penang. The council was tasked with planning and executing the urban development that led to the establishment of local government. So the aim of establishing a local government is to allow the residents to participate in the management of their community. Later, local communities were formed in Malacca, followed by the other Malay states, which are North Borneo and Sarawak. However, throughout the 1960s, Malaya experienced a variety of internal political and administrative issues. The situation worsens when many laws are regulated because each state has its rules. So until the early 1970s, Peninsular Malaysia had 374 local councils. As a result, the federal law acknowledged the need of reforming the Malaysia local government to better its performance and positions. So Malaysia started to form a Royal Commission of Inquiry in 1965. It took the committee 4 years to conduct the diverse conventions and received the several memorandum to finish it. Finally, the report was completed and handed to the Federal Cabinet in 1969, and several conclusions from that report established the foundations for the reform of municipal government during the next 2 years. Through a cabinet committee, the Minister of Housing and Local Government at that time, Ong Ki Hoi, he began the restructuring by introducing the Local Government Act Temporary Provisions Act 1973. This act gave the federal government the authority to evaluate all current local government legislations, including the state enactments and ordinances. So in the end, three major pieces of legislation were approved that altered the Malaysian local government structure. There were the Street, Drainage and Building Act, Act 133, the Local Government Act, Act 171, and the Town and Country Planning Act, Act 172. So Local Government 1976 is one of the laws governing the management of local authorities in Malaysia, and this act, which came into force on 1 January 1977.
Now moving on with the purpose of the Local Government Act 171 of 1976. Firstly, its function as to revise and consolidate the legislation governing the local government. And the purpose of this act is to promote consistency in municipal administration, law and policy. And this act also to provide services to people with the participation of the local authority, which serves as a representative between the community and the government in improving the service administration, which this attempt is also to delegate or diversify authority from the state and federal government to have effective and efficient government management. Besides, Act 171 is to revise existing and formulate new legislation, primarily for land administration, which provide for the transfer of land, mortgages, leases, and also charges for in respect of the land and facilities. And the Local Government Act also enforces a rating or assessment tax on real property within a local authority area, which rates based on the percentage of the property's annual value, which provided for the services by the local authority. And the role of the local authority and other regulation pertaining to the local government are also emphasized in this act, and which is govern the municipal authorities' powers and responsibilities to provide services such as basic amenities, infrastructure, housing and planning, as well as managing public health and sanitation within the municipal area.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Antasha and I will continue to explain the contents of this Local Government Act 1976. Basically, Act 171 from the Local Government Act 1976 has remained in its original form for the past 4 decades, with 166 sections and 2 schedules divided into 16 parts. However, Part 10 was eliminated in 1988 with the passage of the Fire Services Act 1988. The first part is preliminary. This section is concerned with the short title, application, commencement, and the interpretations of the general terms that will be used throughout this document. Next, part 2, which is administration of local authorities, is concerned with local government administration as well as some authority of the state authority to issue the instructions. While part 3, which is officers and employees of local authorities, deals with the list of officers and employees of local authorities, the power of local authorities to discipline their officers and superannuation and providing funds. Part 4 of this act, which is conduct of business, is concerned with the general information on local authority management, such as meetings, quorum, votes of majority decisive, minutes of all proceedings, and some sections that must be kept. The next one, part 5, is general financial provision, which are concerned with the local authority's financial provision or how the local authority is funded. Based on this act, the local governments are funded through a variety of sources. The sixth part is accounts and audit. Is concerned with the local authorities' accounts and audits. The details on accounts to be kept, financial year, annual estimate to be passed and approved, and supplementary estimates are all included in this part. Next, Part 7 of this Act is public places, which deal with the local government responsibility for public places. Some of the information included are control of public places, power to create new public places, power to temporarily close public places, and any other power of the local authority. While Part 8 of this Act, which is pollution of streams, deal with the responsibility of local governments for pollution and streams in terms of what action the local authorities can take against anyone who has polluted the streams. The ninth part is food market sanitation and nuisance. This section is concerned with the issues such as market, sanitation services, nuisance, and the sale of food or drink in public places, places of public resort, or any private property. While Part 10 of this Act is the section for fire services. According to the Local Government Act 1976, this section was repealed by Act 341. Overall, Part 7, 8, 9, and 10 are concerned with the routine function such as the upkeep of public places, streams, and market, as well as the upkeep of crematoriums. Other than that, this Act has Part 11, which is burial places, crematoria, and exhumation, contains information on the power of local authorities to establish burial grounds and crematoria and issue license for them, and also the responsibility of burial grounds, cemeteries. The next one, Part 12, is further powers of local authority, which details the local authority's additional powers in addition to the general authority mentioned in the other sections. The 13th part is bylaws, which highlights any information related to bylaws made by the local authority. The bylaws will also allow the organization to partially customize laws to meet their specific needs. Next, Part 14 of this Act is miscellaneous, which contains all of the random, seemingly uninteresting provisions. Frequently, this provision address the issues such as choice of law, jurisdiction standing, merger and integration, and so on. While Part 15 of this Act, which is rating and valuation, is concerned with the power of local authorities to impose rates, the basis of rate assessment, and any division of area and holding for rating purpose. Finally, the last part of this Act is special provisions. This final section deals with any specific condition or requirements unique to the contract under consideration that is in addition to the general provisions.
Hi, my name is Amir, and I will be continuing with the beneficiaries. Beneficiary is a broad definition for any person or entity who should receive assets or benefit from an estate, a trust, or an insurance policy. In Malaysia, we have the Employees Provident Fund, EPF, which is a social security institution created to provide retirement benefits for members to the mandatory contribution from a portion of an employee's salary and employer's contribution. Its members should name their beneficiaries so that their beneficiaries are able to withdraw and manage their EPF savings without any difficulty in the event of their passing. It is stated under the Local Government Act 1976 or Act 171, a local authority can make rules, with the approval of the state authority, for the establishment of a superannuation or provident fund, for payments on death, superannuation, resignation, retirement, or discharge to persons who have been in the employment of the local authority, and for the contribution of monies by the local authority for such superannuation or provident fund. It is also stated that any person can appoint a nominee or nominees, aka beneficiaries, of the monies payable on their death out of a superannuation or provident fund, and make provision for the appointment of a new nominee or nominees of such monies. Therefore, it is clear that the local authorities have the right and power to ensure that the rules pertaining to the EPF are carried after for the good of the citizens.
I'm Rashida, and I'll proceed with Regulatory Bodies for Local Government Act 1976 Act 171. Before getting to the bottom of it, according to Safeopedia, regulatory body is defined as primarily a public organization or government agency charged with legally regulating certain aspects of human activity. Playing such an important role in the economy and society, they have two primary functions, which are to implement laws and to enforce the laws. The Central Bank of Malaysia, BNM, for instance, is a statutory body established by the Central Bank of Malaysia Act 2009 to promote monetary and financial stability. In this case, local government is governed by the Local Government Act 1976, which was introduced to initiate a comprehensive restructuring of the country's local government system. Daripada kebaginda yang di-Pertuan Agong enacts the Act with the advice and consent of the Dewan Negara and Dewan Rakyat in Parliament. Malaysia's government is divided into three branches, which are federal, state, and local, which is the lowest in the hierarchy. Local government is usually referred as local authority. Due to the significant disparity and deficiency between various local authorities, the Act advocated for the establishment of three types of local authorities, which are city councils, municipal councils, and district councils.
In conclusion, the legal system primary aim is to provide the laws that all members of society must obey by establishing the standards and boundaries in all matters. The rules or regulations enacted are intended to organize and discipline the human being in order to preserve the global peace. It is the same as the Local Government Act of 1976, which demonstrates its ability to govern the well-being and tranquility of Malaysia community life. The Act in general offers legal consistency in mobilizing and utilizing the human and municipal resources to provide their services to the people. That's all from us. Thank you so much.